second semester, research methodology subject, lesson number 30. The topic for today's lesson is coding in research. I am your teacher, Dr. K.V. Somnath, JS College of Commerce, Wardha, Maharashtra. First of all, let us know what is coding. Coding is a key part of qualitative data analysis. Some researchers even considering coding to be synonymous with analysis. It is part of the interpretive process of moving from data to the idea and from the idea to all the data pertaining to the data. Coding is primarily a humanistic or interpretive act that represents the transitional process between data collection and more extensive data analysis. The word coding is of Greek origin, meaning to discover. Yet, coding simultaneously highlights the constructivist dimension of research and is thus as much about enacting through the epistemic profile and methodical orientation of the researcher as it is about discovery. A code in quantitative inquiry is most often a word or a short phrase that symbolically assigns a summative, salient, essence capturing and or evocating attribute for a portion of language based on visual data. A code is a lower level of data analysis on the way to labels, categories, themes and theory. A code functions to capture a datum's primary content and essence. Here datum is the singular form of data. In the plural we call it as data. In the singular form it is called as datum. A coding scheme is a set of codes defined by the words and phrases that researchers assign to categories a segment of the data by topic. To develop a preliminary coding scheme, researchers consider what questions they are trying to answer and the related topics to those questions. Coding is a cyclical and iterative practice. In the social sciences, coding is an analytical process in which data in both quantitative form as well as qualitative form are categorized to facilitate analysis. For example, the questionnaires. Why we use the questionnaires? The questionnaires mostly related to the quantitative data collection. And why we use interviews? It is related to the acquisition of data and information about qualitative form. One purpose of coding is to transform the data into a form suitable for analysis, most probably computer-aided analysis. Coding is often looking for repetitive patterns or consistency. Coding may proceed by grouping things together based on similarity, but also can proceed based on commonality, which paradoxically can consist of difference. Now, a pattern of coding can be categorized by some of the features. Number one, similarity. Similarity in the sense, happening of the things in the similar manner or the same way. Second one is the difference. Generally, we can feel some difference between and among the variables or the situations. And the next one is frequency. Frequency in the sense, how immediately or how often or how random, how continuously it is going to happen. The third one is sequence. They happen in a certain order. Sequence means logically in a serial order, mostly in a chronological order. Fourth one is correspondence. Means they happen in relation to other activities or events. Relativity. And the fifth one is causation. Means one appears to cause another, means there is a connectivity between one activity to another activity. Now we will learn about the steps for effective coding. So the first step is determine the type of coding method we want to apply before the data collection. As a researcher, if you want to start for coding, so you have to follow certain steps. The first step is to determine the type of coding method as a researcher you want to apply before the data collection. There are two types of coding methods, namely deductive and inductive. Now, what is deductive coding? Deductive coding is the coding method wherein you have developed a code book as a reference to guide you through the coding process. The code book will be developed before your data collection starts, usually in the process of researching the existing field. If usually you have a general direction in your mind, you will be able to develop a rough code book in your mind. Of course, the code book changes you as you code on, new codes will be added and categories reorganized. In the end, your code book should be in a position to reflect the structure of the data. The second one is inductive coding. It is a method to use when we don't know or knowing little about the research subject and conducting heuristic or exploratory research. In this case, we don't have a code book and we are building on from scratch based on your data or our data. The two types of coding method have their own pros and cons, but the end result should be similar. The majority of our data should be coded and be able to form a narrative team. The second one is the initial coding. The initial coding process is fast and relatively easy. You just need to read through your data and get familiar with it. At this point, you don't have to develop sophisticated codes for the data, but rather just an idea of what the overall data looks like. So you can try to code sections with a broad code name for future reference or writing down notes, as we have already seen as a good idea. The third one is line by line coding. As the name suggests, in this stage, you combo through your data with a close eye. Your codes now should have more details. Try to code everything. Even if you know certain codes are not going to make it in the end game. Your analysis of the data will become more profound as your codes become more detailed. The fourth one is categorization. When you have finished the line by line coding, you usually have a messy collection of codes. This is when you want to put similar codes into the same categories and move them around in order to find out a way that reflects your analysis to the best. By analyzing and sorting the codes into categories, we will be able to detect consistent and overarching themes for the data. And within the themes, we can tell the user the best story. Next one is determined themes. The categorization of codes reflect themes. The bigger categories are the overarching themes, while the subcategories supporting themes. This is where we can engage in storytelling from our data. The themes can tell the same story from different perspectives or several different stories that connect with each other. With great narratives created from the themes, the messy qualitative data are now in a meaningful order. Now we will go for the discussion of the benefits of qualitative coding. The first benefit is increasing validity. The qualitative coding provides organization and structure to data so that we can examine it in a systematic way to increase the validity of our analysis. The second one is decrease bias. The qualitative coding enables us to be aware of potential biases in a way the data is analyzed. Next one is accurately represent participants. Qualitative coding allows you to evaluate if your analysis represents your participant base and helps you avoid over-responding or representing one person to other group of people. Next one is enable transparency. The qualitative coding enables other researchers to methodically and systematically review the analysis. So on an overall basis, in a nutshell, what we can conclude here is there are coding cycles. The coding decisions which are based on the methodical needs of the study depends upon the qualitative coding methods what we employ, and the choice may have numerical conversion and transformation possibilities for basic descriptive statistics for mixed method studies. In a nutshell, coding is the data analysis process that breaks the text down into the smallest units and recognizes these units into the relatable stories. So with this, I hope that you might have learned a complete version of what is coding, how is coding, why is coding, and what are the various ingredients or the guidelines for the effective use of the coding in the further future transactions. Apart from that, the research methodology subject makes us to learn about the most important thing in the case of the data analysis also, or even at the time of preparing the questionnaire also. The coding is so essential. I hope you might have understood. Otherwise, you go through once again the total lesson and such that it is very much important and easier for you to learn this also. I think you all stay safe and stay protected. Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best.